lớn quá thì không nổi. Mấy người có con mình bạn vui. Rồi.
I need 3 cadets and I need hậu vệ. Tôi cần 5 hậu vệ. Tôi cần cadet, 5 cadet, 5 hậu vệ. Anh Đại phải có một cái. Phát ra. Xin mời quý vị ngồi xuống. Xin mời quý vị về chỗ ngồi, có đủ hết rồi, có đủ volunteer hết rồi. Có đủ hết rồi. Dạ. Ok. Bây giờ mấy em của hậu vệ Việt Nam Cộng Hòa đó thì lo giúp dùm cho đồng bào ngồi xuống và giữ yên lặng. Xin mời quý vị yên lặng. Honey, Gino. Em phải kiếm chỗ ngồi đi. Hả? Nó đang cưới.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're a little bit ahead of the game, so relax for another 10 minutes. Thank you. Did somebody leave their book here on the dais? Oh, all right.
Phòng khách là bộ mặt của căn nhà vì nó thể hiện được óc kỹ thuật, nét quý phái, sang trọng của chủ nhân căn nhà đó.
Vì thế, mình phải tìm một bộ sofa không những sang trọng đẹp đẽ mà còn phải tiện nghi, thoải mái. Thì chỉ có những sản phẩm 100% làm tại Italy đang được giới thiệu ở Telethon.
Teletron, they buy made in Italy 100% and we sell 100% made in Italy.
Toàn bộ giường ngủ, bàn ăn, sofa da 100% made in Italy, 35% off, trả góp 4 năm không tiền lời.
Để tìm cho mình một bộ nệm thật sự tốt, chống đau lưng nhức mỏi, giúp ngủ ngon, ngủ sâu, Hương La xin mời quý vị đến Teletron nằm thử lên các bộ nệm thiên nhiên mát mẻ của Maniflex, Lamborghini, Italy.
Từ khi mà sắm được tấm nệm của Teletron, Nguyễn Hồng Nhung được ngủ một giấc ngủ thoải mái hơn và ngủ một mạch tới sáng.
Nệm thông minh Magni Smart Tech, nệm cứng chống đau lưng Luxury Lamborghini, nệm lông cừu lạc đà bơm ngựa Italy, 35% off, trả góp 4 năm không tiền lời.
Xin mời ghé thăm các tiệm Teletron địa phương 877 892 6999.
Website teletronusa.com.
Checking to make sure that works. Oops, excuse me. Spencer put his remarks in here. Okay. I don't know what Fred Smith. You want marks up there, or are you going to?
check in with you or? How can you compare it? No, I don't know when to get there.
We met a long time ago with your king. How's Madame?
I'll jump in.
Phương Hồng Quế xin hân hạnh giới thiệu máy rung sóng siêu âm Nami JP Medics Made in Japan, giúp đả thông kinh mạch, tan mỡ, giảm cân, hiệu quả an toàn. Chỉ cần 10 phút mỗi ngày sẽ có được một thân hình thon gọn, một cơ thể khỏe mạnh, giảm bệnh tiểu đường và cao mỡ trong máu.
Máy rung sóng siêu âm Nami Made in Japan chỉ có tại Teletron, giá 6.000, mua ngay hôm nay được bớt 2.300.
Chúng tôi là Nam Lộc
và Kiều Trinh xin hân hạnh giới thiệu chiếc ghế Dreamwave Okuyama, là ghế massage trị liệu robot thông minh thế hệ mới nhất.
Dreamwave Okuyama tổng hợp các chiêu thức massage độc đáo của Shiatsu Master Okabayashi, lừng danh Nhật Bản.
Ghế massage Dreamwave Okuyama được design bởi nhà tạo mẫu xe Ferrari nổi tiếng thế giới Ken Okuyama với 2 cánh tay mở, đóng như cửa xe hơi, rất thuận tiện cho quý vị cao niên hoặc những ai đang đau lưng, nhức mỏi.
Dreamwave Okuyama làm tại Nhật tốt nhất thế giới, giá 11.500, mua ngay hôm nay được bớt 2.000.
Xin mời ghé thăm các tiệm Teletron địa phương 877 892 6999.
Website teletronusa.com.
Để coi cái hoàn cảnh tại vì cái đám đó
All right.
cái quay đậm lắm. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Talk loud.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? We're about to commence this ceremony with dignity. I'd like you to please take your seats. The seats that have a name on them are for those people it's reserved by name. I ask the rest of you to understand that we don't have seats for everyone. Please take your comfortable standing position, if you may. I'd also like to ask you to please silence all your cell phones. Please silence cell phones. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the arrival of our casket of our honored ARVN soldiers. Victor Vu, start the movement. Please take your assigned seats. Media, will you please get into the media pool area over to my left? We need your cooperation. All you camera people, please get back out of the ceremonial area. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise as we present the colors? Color Guard. Present colors. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the former Republic of Vietnam by the POW singers, Vietnam Con Hoa.
Ngày không chờ đợi, đứng lên đáp lời sớm muộn, đồng lòng cùng đi hy sinh tiếc gì cần sâu, vì tương lai quốc dân cùng sông pha khói đêm, làm sao cho núi xuân từ nay luôn tươi đẹp, dù cho thành khơi trên gương sao, thủ nước lấy máu đào nè vào, lại dẫu lúc biết phải cần giải nguy người công
Please be seated. I'd like to just ask you for a round of applause for our Marine Band and the POW singers. Chaplain Dang, would you please come forward for the invocation, sir?
Let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, we ask your blessing upon us today as we gather to pay tribute to these brave souls of the 81 airborne soldiers of the Republic of Vietnam who have laid down their life for the cause of freedom, democracy, and love of country. Bless their souls as we honor them, an honor richly deserved for their patriotism, honor, and responsibility. May they find rest at last, ever reminded that we who are left behind cherish their spirit, honor their commitment, send them our love, and will never forget the sacrifices that they gave as Red Beret Angels. We remember and give thanks to the Department of the Navy, the Lost Soldiers Foundation, and especially the Honorable Jim Graff, who have persistently worked hard to finally bring the remains of the 81 airborne soldiers and found a worthy burial place for them here in the United States of America. May God reward Senator Graff, his family, and his associates abundantly for a job well done. And may the souls of these 81 airborne soldiers enjoy eternal peace and happiness at last in God's kingdom. May God watch over you as you watch over us. And lạy Thiên Thượng Đế Chí Tôn Cực Thánh, hôm nay chúng con quây quần nơi đây để truy điệu và cầu nguyện cho 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù thịt nát xương tan đã trải qua 9 năm nằm trên sườn núi rừng sâu và 45 năm lưu đày. Họ là những anh hùng vô danh mà Đặng Phương đã ca ngợi, tuy công nghiệp không ghi trong sử sách, tuy bằng vàng bia đá chẳng để tên, tuy mồ hoang siêu lạc dưới trời quên, không ai đến khấn nguyện dâng lễ vật. Nhưng máu họ đã loang vào mặt đất, thịt cùng xương trộn lẫn với non sông. Nguyện xin Chúa Tể trời đất đón nhận linh hồn 81 anh hùng mũ đỏ, can trường và an hưởng hạnh phúc ngàn thu trên thiên đàng cực lạc. Và lạy đấng tối thượng thiêng liêng, qua sự hy sinh cao cả của 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù, chúng con cũng tưởng nhớ và cầu nguyện cho những tử sĩ vẫn còn đang mất tích trong những cuộc giao tranh, trong rừng sâu núi thẳm, ngoài biển khơi, trong trận hải chiến Hoàng Sa, trong các mồ chôn tập thể thời Tết Mậu Thân và trên đồng ruộng ven sông, ở các trại tù cải tạo. Nguyện xin anh linh, hương hồn của dũng cảm hào khí quật cường bất khuất của các tử sĩ thúc đẩy và phù hộ chúng con và giới trẻ, gia đình mũ đỏ cùng đồng bào trong nước cũng như hải ngoại can đảm vùng lên, đoàn kết đấu tranh cho tự do, nhân quyền, chủ quyền và sự toàn vẹn lãnh thổ quê hương Việt Nam như nhà thơ Nguyễn Chí Thuyền đã hằng mong ước. Trong bóng đêm đè nghẹt, phục sẵn một mặt trời, trong đau khổ không lời, phục sẵn toàn sấm sét, trong lớp người đói rét, phục sẵn những đoàn quân. Khi vần nước sau vần, tất cả thành nguyên tử. Để rồi sẽ có một ngày con người hôm nay vác súng, vất cùm, vất cờ, vất đảng, khai sáng kỷ nguyên, tải trắng thắng cờ đỏ sao vàng. Cúi xin ơn trên chúc lành an ủi phù hộ các thân nhân gia đình bạn hữu 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù đã nằm xuống, không một lời chối chăn, không một giây giã từ, và khẩn cầu cho linh hồn 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù cuối cùng rồi cũng sẽ trở thành những thiên thần mũ đỏ trên vương quốc vĩnh hằng. Tạ ơn anh, người anh hùng mũ đỏ, tận hiến trọn đời cho tổ quốc ghi ơn. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Chin Von Dung. Now I'd like to call to the stage somebody who I think you probably recognize, the Honorable James Webb.
Thank you, Colonel Castagnetti. I will be actually speaking toward the end of this ceremony, but I wanted to begin by welcoming all of you and giving a little bit of a summary of what we have been able to put together over the last 2 years. 2 years ago, when I learned about these 81 former comrades in arms who had been left on a shelf in the Defense POW and MIA accounting office in Hawaii for more than 30 years, I asked why. And a lot of people seemed to know that they were there, but nobody seemed to know what to do about it. The government in Hanoi had rejected the recommendation or the request for them to be interred in Vietnam, and because of their citizenship, there was not an answer for how to bring them here to America. And we put together a group. Myself, I've been very proud to work with the Vietnamese community for almost 40 years. I've been going back to Vietnam for almost 30 years. I spent 5 years in the Pentagon. I've spent 10 years working in the Congress. And I said, this is a moral duty. This is a moral duty to former comrades in arms. And I secured the assistance of Colonel Castagnetti. Where are you, Colonel?
Right here, sir.
And also Colonel Castagnetti and I served together in the 1st Battalion, 5th Marines in Vietnam. Later, he ran the famous Punch Bowl Cemetery in Hawaii for 23 years. He is an expert on these issues. I got a hold of Jeff McFadden, who is another longtime friend, a Naval Academy graduate, former naval officer, and now a very well-respected lawyer to help us do the legal side. Jeff, where are you? Right here. And I also secured the assistance of my good friend and longtime business partner, Le Thuy, for more than 30 years. And we worked together, and it was a very complicated process, but we are here. Our soldiers are here. We have great speakers to come and wish them well in this new eternal resting place for them. You're going to hear from Mayor Ta. In just a moment, I'm going to have the pleasure of introducing him. You're going to hear from our Secretary of the Navy, Bộ trưởng Hải quân Mỹ. Dạ, nói được, quý vị. You're going to hear from Fred Smith, who gave great service as a Marine in Vietnam and then went on to found one of the most successful companies in the world, FedEx, who came here to be with us. You're going to hear from Phan Nhật Nam, a soldier and a very respected writer. You're going to hear from Dr. Hipp, who is the president of the Gia đình Mũ Đỏ. And then you're going to hear from me. So let me just give a couple of quick thanks. First, to the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency. Johnny Webb, I think, is with us. Did he make it with us today? They did great work. It was very complicated to get this here. And also to the people who run your cemetery and mortuary, Jeff Gibson, Victor Vu, you are here. Thank you, all of you, thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you, most of you know, Mr. Ta Duc Chi as your mayor. Mayor Chi Ta. For 13 years he has been your mayor. He has established a reputation for competent and calm leadership, and his help and his staff's help in putting together all of the arrangements and security here was invaluable. Mayor, tôi xin giới thiệu Mayor Sita.
Now, just before the mayor speaks, I would like to have the color guard post the colors. Color.
Thank you, Senator, for a very nice introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Westminster City Council, we are honored to be part of this important historical occasion. In 1965, our soldiers, the South Vietnamese Airborne, died alongside our American soldiers as their military transport went down. 4 American soldiers were identified and laid to rest, but the fate of 81 Vietnamese soldiers was unknown. For over 50 years, our 81 Vietnamese Red Beret Angels could not be given a proper burial and could not be honored for their sacrifices. 50 years, their remains were stored in containers until the year of 2017, when Senator Jim Webb, a Vietnam veteran, began his mission to find them a final resting place. Through several years of hard work, negotiation, and establishment of a Lost Soldier Foundation, today, Senator Webb and his team have brought our lost soldier to their final destination here in Westminster. For that, the City Council and I would like to thank Senator Webb for his dedication and commitment to this difficult mission. There is a popular saying that goes, "Home is where the heart is." Westminster is home to the largest population of Vietnamese Americans outside Vietnam. Westminster is home to many American veterans who fought in Vietnam alongside the South Vietnam Army in the name of freedom, democracy, and human rights. Today, I say that our 81 Vietnamese heroes are finally home with their friends and family, because from here on, this community is their family. And I truly believe that since the day they died, over half a century ago, they are never forgotten. They are still in the heart of those who are bound by honor and duty, by what it is called military brotherhood. Like the statue standing behind us here at Freedom Park, our American and South Vietnamese military brothers stood tall and strong together in life. They fought together under the guiding principle of freedom. The bond between them went beyond time and space. The bond that gave our 81 lost angels the opportunity to rest on the same land, that embodies the core ideals of democracy and freedom valued by all those who sacrificed their life in the Vietnam War. It is a compassion and understanding of this military brotherhood that bring our lost soldier home. And today, we welcome them home. Today, thank you. Today, ceremony gives all of us here the privilege of paying formal tribute to these 81 soldiers. It is an opportunity for us to once again witness the true meaning of honor and duty. Let this story be the passion of future generations. And let our children and our children's children be inspired to continue the mission of fighting for freedom. Thank you. And now I would like to say a few words in Vietnamese. Kính thưa tất cả quý vị, thay mặt cho Hội đồng thành phố Westminster, chúng tôi vinh dự có mặt trong buổi lễ đầy ý nghĩa này. Hơn 50 năm trước, 81 thiên thần mũ đỏ của quân lực Việt Nam Cộng Hòa đã ra đi mà không có được một nơi an nghỉ, hay một buổi lễ truy điệu. Trong 2 năm vừa qua, cựu thượng nghị sĩ Jim Webb cũng là một cựu chiến binh, sau nhiều nỗ lực đã có thể mang hài cốt của các anh hùng mũ đỏ này về với cộng đồng chúng ta. Vì lẽ đó, chúng tôi vô cùng cảm kích việc làm của thượng nghị sĩ Jim Webb. Chúng tôi luôn tin tưởng rằng từ ngày các anh nằm xuống cho đến nay, dù đã trải qua hơn một nửa thế kỷ, nhưng các anh vẫn không bị lãng quên trong tâm tư của đồng đội và của đồng minh. Trong tình huynh đệ chi binh thiêng liêng, để ngày hôm nay chúng ta có thể đưa các anh đến nơi an nghỉ cuối cùng. Trong tình thân thương của đại gia đình người Việt tị nạn tại hải ngoại. Buổi lễ ngày hôm nay cho chúng ta cơ hội tưởng niệm các anh hùng đã tử nạn vì lý tưởng tự do, và cũng cho thế hệ hậu duệ của chúng tôi một lần nữa hiểu được giá trị đích thực của tinh thần danh dự và trách nhiệm. Đây sẽ là nguồn động lực cho thế hệ chúng tôi tiếp tục vững tin trong sứ mạng tranh đấu cho dân chủ và tự do. Cảm ơn tất cả quý vị. And now may I invite Vice Mayor Kimberly Ho to come up to present a proclamation from the city of Westminster, and may I invite Senator to come to stage.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you. I'm Vice Mayor Kimberly Ho. I would like to present this proclamation in remembrance of 81 airborne Rangers of the Republic of Vietnam lost soldiers to Senator Jim Webb on this day, October 26, 2019. In the interest of time, I would like to read just the conclusion of the proclamation as follows. Whereas, to Senator Jim Webb, through your work and established Lost Soldiers Foundation nonprofit, the 81 lost soldiers will be laid to rest in the city of Westminster, California, in the largest Vietnamese American cemetery in this great country of America, a country that embodies the core ideals of democracy and freedom, valued by those who perished in the Vietnam War. Now, therefore, I, Mayor, Vice Mayor Kimberly Ho, and Mayor Tree Ta, on behalf of Westminster City Council, Sergio Contreras, Tai Do, and Charlie Chi Nguyen, do hereby proclaim October 26, 2019 as 81 Airborne Rangers of the Republic of Vietnam Lost Soldiers Day in the city of Westminster, in memory of the 81 South Vietnamese lost soldiers, in honor of the sacrifices they made to uphold the values of democracy, human rights, and freedom, and in gratitude for those who dedicated their efforts to bringing our 81 brothers home. I would like to also say, on behalf of the Vietnamese American residents in Westminster, as well as the Vietnamese Americans overseas, we commend you, Senator Jim Webb, for your great work and dedication in bringing our 81 angels with red beret home. Thank you.
I can't see the band. You're going to have to say honors. So the band will be ready.
It's my privilege now to introduce an individual who is a friend of mine, a highly capable government official who began his professional career as a helicopter pilot in the United States Marine Corps, later became a very successful business person, served on the Defense Business Board for several years, and now is the Secretary of the Navy. He has been a great supporter of the Vietnamese people, and it is my honor to introduce to you Mr. Richard Spencer, Bộ trưởng Hải quân Mỹ, the Secretary of the Navy.
Thank you, Senator Webb and friend Jim Webb. Your efforts to put this all together today will be sung out from many people. And ladies and gentlemen, if you speak to Jim Webb for more than 5 minutes, you'll find out that he has Scots blood. And he will share that with you. And if you know anything about Scots blood, they're a dogged bunch. And when they set their eye on a goal, it gets done, such as here today. When Jim called me up and asked for some help from the Department of the Navy, I said yes for 2 reasons. 1, it's the right thing to do. 2, you don't tell Jim Webb no. I want to thank Fred Smith, another dogged, determined person. His track record speaks for himself, but his generosity and commitment to this cause should not go unsung. Colonel Castanetti, this couldn't be done without you either. Lots of effort, time, and sweat. I want to thank all the veterans here today, but I want to take one moment to say one thing. To the Vietnamese, to the Vietnam era soldiers, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen, on behalf of the Department of Defense and the United States of America, something we haven't said soon enough or long enough. Thank you for your service and welcome home. I also want to thank the community of Westminster and the many Vietnamese Americans who call this place home. Polly and I are humbled to be here, to join you in grateful recognition for these warriors and to share a prayerful reflection on their sacrifice. We will never know their names of the men we honor today. We'll never know their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, or their stories. We'll never know their loved ones that they left behind, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, wives, and children, who never learned of their fate and never had the opportunity to say goodbye. But we know these soldiers died fighting for freedom and fighting for home. It was a war they did not choose, but it was a war they did not shrink from. They were elite paratroopers, soldiers from the sky, the best from their nation. They fought as our ally, and they died as our brothers. The enemy fire that brought down their C-123 aircraft made no distinction between American crewmen and the 81 Republic of Vietnam paratroopers on board. They were warriors, all of them, geared up, locked up, prepared to deliver. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, prepared to deliver the last full measure of devotion. It's been over a century and a half since Lincoln said those words at Gettysburg. A fall day just like this one, and just like today, there were unknown soldiers among those being honored as dead. Over 1,000 of them are still buried at Gettysburg with simple markers that simply say, unknown. We'll never know their names either, but we know they died fighting for what Lincoln said was a birth of freedom. The same can be said of the 81 we remember here today. And while that freedom would prove to be tragically fleeting in a land of their birth, it lives on in the land of their final rest. For here in California, Texas, Louisiana, Washington, across this great country, the Vietnamese American community has indeed carved out a new birth of freedom. And may these actions help us remember who we are as Americans and who we should aspire to be, a people who respect and never forget those who fight alongside us. And wherever that spirit lives on, so too will the memory of these brave warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, may they rest in peace in the soil of a grateful ally, the home of their brothers in arms. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Richard Spencer, sir.
For many of you in this country, when you hear the word FedEx, you think of Fred Smith. And when you hear the name Fred Smith, you think of FedEx. But let me start by, first of all, saying last night, our staff here was saying, where is Fred Smith tonight? Is he here? Has he come in here yet? Where's the guy? I said, look, he's got 1,000 planes. He could be in China today, but he's going to be here tomorrow. So I would say, when I think Fred Smith, I think of fellow Marine and friend. We have known each other for more than 30 years. And his story, I think, is a great story of American success. When he graduated from Yale University, he went into the Marine Corps. Quý quân lục chiến ở Quảng Nam. Served with valor as a Marine infantry officer. Upon his return, he created FedEx Company. He has been the chief of FedEx Company for many, many years, and he has been a great supporter of veterans' causes in our country. When we put together the Lost Soldiers Foundation, Fred Smith was the first person to put money into it so that we could have this day today. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, my fellow Marine, Fred Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, Common Bob. Let me acknowledge the Secretary of the Navy, also a friend. Secretary Spencer, I can assure you, is one of the great public servants in Washington today, and I have the honor of having two grandsons who are under his command, one a recent graduate of the Naval Academy that's now in flight school at Pensacola, and a second one who will graduate next year, who's not quite as smart. He will join the Marine Corps when he graduates, Jim. So thanks for the job you're doing for us, Secretary. It's important work. Jim Webb is, as he said, a friend of mine. And when I think of Jim Webb, one word comes to mind: noble. Jim Webb is a noble man. You don't hear that word often today. One of the great heroes of the Marine Corps of the Vietnam War, although he and the colonel coincidentally served in the same regiment as I did, the famous 5th Marines, but in the much lesser and well-regarded 1st Battalion versus the 3rd, which I served in. Jim, as you know, was Secretary of the Navy. That was a joke, by the way. So, Jim was the Secretary of the Navy and did a great job, in my opinion, and set the standards that now Secretary Spencer is following. And so it was no surprise to me that after all of this public service of the Defense Department as a Marine, that he would be the one to justify this injustice, to solve this injustice of these ARVN airborne soldiers being brought to a final place to rest. Like Jim, I'm proud of my service in Vietnam. I spent 2 tours there. I was at TIệu n, as it was then. And I'm happy here today to salute these men, comrades in arms. I think about many others of my friends who gave their lives in Vietnam, whose names are on the Vietnam Memorial. In Vietnam, there are 4 schools named for 4 of those friends: Lieutenant Joe Campbell, Lieutenant Jack Ruggles, Father Vincent Capodanno, and Lieutenant Richard Pershing. And so hopefully some good came from those schools in Vietnam and educating a new generation there. But I think about these men every day, just as I'm confident the friends, families, and comrades of these men think about them. And now, thanks to Jim's efforts, they've been brought to a place of final repose where they will receive the respect and honor which they deserve. As the Secretary mentioned, there's a term used by Vietnam veterans to one another when greeting a fellow Vietnam veterans, because of the reception we got when we came home, which was certainly different from the situation today. So the only thing I can think of is the famous epitaph on the stone at Thermopylae, where the 300 Greeks stopped hundreds of thousands of Persians and kept the Greek idea of democracy alive for a few more days until they could assemble their forces and pushed the Persians back. And if you go to Thermopylae, there on a stone, it says, "Traveler, passing by, go tell the Spartans that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." That's what these men did. Obedient to the laws of their homeland, they did their duty. They will now lie in eternal repose, as I said, here in this cemetery, and I'm sure that they will get now the respect which they deserve. And I will just say to them, welcome home, brother.
Many of you know well the story of Mr. Phan Nhật Nam. He served as an airborne officer in the same battalion as the 81 Lost Arvin soldiers that we honor today, after which he became South Vietnam's most famous war reporter. Wide respect for his honesty and integrity is what I hear whenever I hear the name Phan Nhật Nam. In 1973, he was South Vietnam's secretary to the Joint Military Committee at the Paris Agreements, which was responsible for negotiating the release of American POWs. The irony of all of that service was that after the fall of South Vietnam, Phan Nhật Nam was sent to re-education camp for 14 years, about 8 of which were in solitary confinement. He is a soldier, he is a writer, he is a highly respected person of integrity, and it's my honor to introduce him today. And it also is my honor to have Vietnam's most famous actress, my good friend QUIN, who will read certain portions of Phan Nhật Nam's remarks in Vietnamese.
Kính thưa quý quan khách người Việt, trước khi trình bày phần tiếng Việt, cho tôi xin vài câu để nói với cái cử tọa người Mỹ. Ladies and gentlemen, I was the sub-lieutenant of the 72 Company with my complex in 1963 to 1965. Today, after one president of the 15-year war, I presented here by the Vietnamese version, and my own friend, the movie actor, QUIN, will help me for translating into English. Kính thưa quý quan khách Mỹ Việt, kính thưa quý đồng hương người Việt, kính thưa quý chiến hữu Quân lực Việt Nam Cộng Hòa, quý chiến hữu sư đoàn nhảy dù, gia đình mũ đỏ hải ngoại, quý thân nhân 81 tự sĩ đại đội 72 tiểu đoàn 7 nhảy dù KBC 4919 tại Vũ Đào Ánh, phi trường Bình Hòa. Tôi xin kể câu chuyện cuộc hành quân Thần Phong 7 trong vùng thung lũng Ia Trang, Pleiku với sự tham dự của chiến đoàn đặc nhiệm nhảy dù phối hợp với lữ đoàn 2 không kỵ Hoa Kỳ chấm dứt ngày 26 tháng 11 1965. Tiểu đoàn 7 nhảy dù được giữ tại Pleiku, đợi đợt không vận dự trù ngày 11 tháng 12 1965 về miền Duyên Hải để tiếp tục cuộc hành quân Thần Phong 11. Và tai nạn thảm khốc nhất trong chiến tranh Việt Nam đã xảy ra. 81 quân nhân nhảy dù thuộc đại đội 72 với 4 phi hành đoàn người Mỹ đã lâm tử nạn.
Honorable American Vietnamese guests, fellow Vietnamese Americans, Army of the Republic of Vietnam colleagues, Arvin Airborne Division, and overseas Red Beret family, families and friends of 81 heroes from the 7th Airborne Battalion, 72 Company, APO 4919, Camp Vũ Đạo Ánh, Biên Hòa Air Force. Thần Phong 7, Holy Wind 7, campaign in Yaran Drang Valley, Pleiku, with the participation of the Arvin Airborne Task Force in coordination with the U.S. Army 2nd Air Cavalry Brigade, ended on November 26, 1965. The 7th Battalion was retained in Pleiku, waiting for the scheduled airlift to the coastal region, preparing to attend Thần Phong 11 campaign, Holy Wind 11, on December 11, 1965. And the most catastrophic accident in Vietnam War occurred. All 81 South Airborne soldiers of Company 72, along with 4 American aircrew members, was tragically killed.
Mãi đến năm 1974 mới thu hồi được số hài cốt chưa bị hủy hoại. Số di cốt được đưa về Bangkok, Thái Lan. Phiên đoàn người Mỹ tử nạn được xác định qua thử nghiệm DNA, đưa về an táng thích nghi trên đất Mỹ. Nhưng lý lịch cung bại của 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù Việt Nam không được xác nhận, không thể xác nhận. Tiếp, ngày 30 tháng 4 1975, sụp vỡ miền Nam, tất cả rơi vào quên lãng.
It was not until 1974 when a number of undamaged remains was recovered and brought to Bangkok, Thailand. The remains of 4 American aircrew members from the accident was identified by DNA testing, sent home, and received appropriate burial in the United States. But the biography and military records of 81 Vietnamese paratroopers could not be confirmed. Following the collapse of South Vietnam on April 30th, 1975, the fates of these 81 soldiers fell into oblivion.
Năm 1986, hài cốt 81 tử sĩ gửi đến phòng thí nghiệm TIệu MIA ở Hawaii và lưu giữ ở nơi đây trong 33 năm. Nhà nước Hà Nội 2 lần từ chối chấp nhận để an táng trên đất Việt Nam. Cũng bởi 81 tử sĩ của chúng ta không phải là công nhân, cũng không phải là quân lực Mỹ, nên không có một phương cách nào để hài cốt 81 người lính nhảy dù Việt Nam được an táng đúng thủ phục pháp lý quân cách trên đất Hoa Kỳ. Tử sĩ Việt Nam Cộng Hòa đã là những người lính vô danh của một quân đội thất trận đã mất quê hương.
In 1986, the remains of 81 heroes were sent to the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, DPAA, in Hawaii, and kept there for additional 33 years. The Hanoi government has twice refused to accept the American offer to return and bury these soldiers in Vietnam. Because these soldiers are neither U.S. citizens nor members of the U.S. Armed Forces, there is no possible way for the remains of Vietnamese paratroopers to be buried in accordance with American legal procedure in the U.S. military ceremony on American soil. These 81 heroes of the Arvin were the unknown soldiers of a defeated army who lost their homeland.
Nhưng phép lạ được xảy ra. Chiến hữu Jim Webb biết ra tình huống của 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù. Và 2 năm trước đây, ông đã nêu lên cái nguyên lý trung hậu từ William Gaston, là một thủ tướng của người Anh trong thế kỷ thứ 19. Hãy chỉ cho tôi xem cách thức một quốc gia hay một cộng đồng chăm sóc những người chết của họ. Tôi sẽ đo lường sự tôn trọng luật pháp của họ đối với đất nước và sự trung thành của họ với những lý tưởng cao cả. Đấy là cách hành xử tôn quý đối với hơn 58.000 tử sĩ Hoa Kỳ trên chiến địa Việt Nam, được ghi tên trên bức tường đá đen ở Washington DC.
In 1980, but a miracle happened. Our friend, the Honorable Jim Webb, found out about the forgotten tale of these heroes. Upon hearing this news, Mr. Webb, cited Sir William Gladstone, a British Prime Minister during the 19th century, offered a timeless formula. Show me the manner in which a nation or community care for its dead, and I will measure exactness of the tender sympathy of its people, their respect for the law of the land, and their loyalty to high ideal. Like the honorable conduct for more than 58,000 American heroes ultimately sacrificed on Vietnamese battlefields, whose name was immortalized on the black granite wall in Washington, D.C.
Người chiến hữu Jim Webb không nói lý thuyết suông. Ông thực hiện nên thành một hành vi cao thượng. Qua nhiều năm vận động với giới lập pháp hành pháp Hoa Kỳ, để cuối cùng, ngày 13 tháng 9 vừa qua, hài cốt của 81 tử sĩ đại đội 72 từ Hawaii được đưa về California, vùng đi tôn Sài Gòn, thủ đô của người Việt tị nạn.
Mr. Jim Webb did not just theorize, he turned his wish into a noble act. After years of lobbying the U.S. legislature and executive branch, eventually on September 13, 2019, he secured the transfer of these 81 heroes of Company 72 to Little Saigon, California, the capital of Vietnamese refugees.
Và thưa quý vị, hôm nay 26 tháng 10 là lễ tưởng niệm và vinh danh cho những người lính để hy sinh với sự hiện diện của những ân nhân tổ chức Lost Soldier Foundation, Bộ trưởng Hải quân Richard Spencer, cộng đồng người Việt tị nạn, chiến hữu quân lực Việt Nam Cộng Hòa, chiến hữu sư đoàn nhảy dù, và cảm kích biết bao là những thân nhân của những tử sĩ. Họ là những người không nghĩ ra rằng từ 1965 đến giờ này mà có thể thấy lại được hài cốt của những người thân của mình đã mất tích trong ngày 11 tháng 12 1965.
Today, October 26th, is the day to remember and honor these fallen heroes in the presence of the benefactors, the Lost Soldiers Foundation, Mr. Richard Spencer, Secretary of the Navy, the Vietnamese refugees community, the Republic of Vietnam Armed Forces veteran, the Avon Airborne Division, and especially the families members who thought they would never see their lost relative remain again.
And finally, xin được kể ra sự có mặt hôm nay của Đại tá Lê Văn Phát, cựu đại úy, đại đội trưởng 74, người chỉ huy đầu đời trực tiếp của chiến thiếu úy Phan Nhật Nam này, đã sống, chiến đấu với tiểu đoàn 7 nhảy dù qua trận Đồng Xoài 11 tháng 6 1965, qua tai nạn thảm khốc của ngày 11 tháng 12 1965. Thưa quý vị, Đại tá Lê Văn Phát là biểu tượng cuộc chiến đấu vẫn đang tiếp tục.
I would recognize the presence of the Colonel Lê Văn Phát, commander of Company 72, who lived and fought since the creation of 7th Battalion in 1960, since the Battle of Đồng Xoài on June 11, 1965, and since this devastating crash on December 11, 1965, the battle rages on.
Thưa quý vị, cùng các chiến hữu, quý thân nhân tử sĩ, người lính không hề chết, họ sống mãi trong lòng người dân như nước. Người lính sắc son với màu cờ Tổ quốc, bởi hôm nay, thưa quý vị, chính là quốc khánh của Việt Nam Cộng Hòa, 26 tháng 10 1955, 26 tháng 10 2019, ngày khai sinh nền Cộng hòa Việt Nam. Xin cảm ơn quý vị.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow warriors and families, these soldiers never die. They live forever in our home longing hearts. The soldiers who are faithful to our national colors, because today is also the national ceremony of the Republic of Vietnam, October 26, 1955, when a new republic was found in South Vietnam. Thank you.
Cảm ơn cô chị. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Ban Nhật Nam. How many people here today are members of the Gia đình Mũ Đỏ? You can stand or clap. Thank you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for being here today. I know this is a special day for all Vietnamese, but with strong memories for the people who were Gia đình Mũ Đỏ. And in that spirit, tôi xin giới thiệu ông Nguyễn Hiệp, the president of Gia đình Mũ Đỏ.
I have a great emotional. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We gather here to commemorate the sacrifice of 4 American airmen and also 81 Vietnamese paratroopers who have perished during the Vietnam War. On December 11, 1965, the 3rd and 7th Vietnamese Airborne Battalion have completed their mission in the 2nd Corps, Central of Vietnam. They were scheduled to be transported back to Saigon for rest and resupply. But, however, they received an unexpected order to depart for Tuy Hòa to reinforce the Korean Marine Division, one of our allies. Yes, to reinforce the Korean Division. Then the tragic accident occurred. Today, I would like to present to you the Colonel Levan Phat. He's in audience. His company was supposed to be transported back after the tragic mission, but the airlift was postponed, and the next day they were transferred to the Tuy Hòa for continuous operation. Sit down, Captain, Colonel. He was a young captain when the tragic accident happened. his company right behind the mission. And he served his country as the commander of the 3rd Vietnamese Paratrooper Brigade prior to the fallen of Saigon, south of Vietnam in April 1975. As many of you through the media know that the remains of our airborne brother in arms were kept unclaimed in Hawaii for 3 decades. Yes, more than 30 years unclaimed in Hawaii. Then the Senator Jim Webb and his associate got involved. They have spent tremendous amount of time and effort to overcome many political, administrative, and bureaucratic challenges. And at last, they bring the remains here for memorial ceremony and to be interred and laid in rest here in the Westminster Orange County, the largest home of the community of Vietnamese residents outside of Vietnam. On behalf of the South Vietnam Armed Forces and the family of the Vietnamese Red Beret, Gia đình Mũ Đỏ, we express our deepest appreciation to Senator Webb, Colonel Castanetti, and Mr. Attorney McFadden for their selfless work in bringing the remains here. Also, we would like to acknowledge several of the American Advisor Team 162 in the audience somewhere. Mr. Barry Shook, he's a red marker. Mr. William Block and Bruce Hoffman. American Advisor Team 162 have fought side by side with the Vietnamese Airborne Division in many bloody battles. They have shared plenty of the tears and blood during the Vietnam War. Thank you for your service. We also express our appreciation to many young, brave women and men, American women and men, who have opposed all around the world for the freedom and promote the human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, our fallen heroes, they never die. They just simply fade away and rest in peace. Thank you very much. Senator Jim Webb, we would like you to go to the podium, please. I'm sorry, sir. Senator Webb, this is a token of the appreciation from Gia đình Mũ Đỏ. We would like to present to you with all of your heart. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The next person we want to express appreciation is the Colonel Castanetti. Colonel, this is a token of your appreciation to all of your work. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well,
And the last person, can you guess who is this? The Attorney McFadden. I would like to see you in the podium, please. Mr. McFadden, this is a small check from Jardine Woodall. Would like to present to you.
Thank you so much.
Well, welcome.
Thank you. God bless you.
Dr. Hepp, we appreciate the gratitude you expressed to myself and Senator Webb and McFadden and all the others that brought this honorable ceremony to a noble start. We thank you very much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we certainly have focused on the deceased 81 commingled, unidentified airborne. But as you can see, the honor guard in front of me represents all the services and the deceased of the Vietnam Cong Hoa. And that as the eternal flame continues to burn, all the ARVN who made the sacrifices are here recognized at this memorial ceremony today. Now, for your musical pleasure, we have the Marine Quartet with a musical interlude, Eternal Father. I'd like to also recognize that those Marine Corps musicians are also combat riflemen in their own right. They have to learn to shoot straight first before they play their instruments. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce somebody that probably doesn't need to be introduced, but I'm going to share just a moment because his bio is 3 pages long. Senator James Webb, former Senator James Webb. But what you need to know is this officer fought gallantly in combat, is a recipient of the Navy Cross, next to the Medal of Honor, the Silver Star, and 2 Purple Hearts. He shed his blood for this country, and he's a friend, and I'll known him for 54 years, and I'm proud to have him here today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gino. It's too hot, Gino, when you do. Thank you very much, Gino. And again, I'd like to thank the Secretary of the Navy for bringing along with and helping us arrange the musical support that we have here, and also the other support from the Marine Corps. It's been making this a very special day. This has been and will continue to be a very special day. It's an historic day. And we're grateful to all of you for coming here and being a part of it, and for our distinguished guests who have shared their memories and their thoughts. It's a great honor to be remembering the service of these proud airborne soldiers as a part of their journey to eternal peace. They were among the best that South Vietnam had to offer. We remember them today for their courage and their sacrifice. I would also like to offer my thanks and my respect for their fellow airborne soldiers, the Gia đình Mưu Đó, who are here today, and to Dr. Hipp for his very kind remarks. It's a special day. And I would like to say that this long journey of these 81 lost soldiers from Vietnam, Thailand, to Hawaii, and finally here to Westminster, California, is where they will always remain, and that journey makes their cause unique. After 54 years, they have finally reached their eternal resting place. But their journey and the celebration that we're having today is also more than that. Let us remember that this fate was shared by many other soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines from among the more than 200,000 South Vietnamese and the more than 58,000 Americans who lost their lives in this long ago war. And thousands of those soldiers who lost their lives on different battlefields will never be found. So in their memory, we will treasure the remains that are with us and the honor that we are able to render on behalf of those who were lost and will never be found. Today we also remember the living. There are people here who fought long and hard on the battlefield of that difficult war. After the war ended, some of them spent many years away from their loved ones in the harsh prisons of re-education camps. There are people here today, a lot of them, who risked their lives on fragile boats in the unknown of the open sea, and then, luckily, found their way to refugee camps, and from those camps into the open society of America, where they and their children worked and studied and succeeded and demonstrated to the world the power of the Vietnamese culture when it is unleashed in an open and free society. And along the way, all of you have helped to make America a better place. There are people here today, like myself, who had the honor of serving our country on some very harsh battlefields in another country, not for fame or reward, not for place or for rank, but in simple obedience to duty as they understood it, as Americans who were dedicated to the pursuit of freedom. All of us, I believe, share one common passion. We believe in the Vietnamese people, in their historical traditions, in the power of their culture, and in the vital importance of Vietnam to America and of America to Vietnam. And all of us here are very fortunate, unlike millions of others who, on both sides of the war, and some caught in the middle, we survived. And it is for this reason, more than any other, that we are here today to remember these who did not survive. These lost soldiers paid the highest price. They had the longest journey. They have finally come home, as the mayor indicated, to a place very few of them ever even knew, but they will rest peacefully among people who now know this place and who remember them with respect and with dignity. 100 years from now, 200 years from now, for as long as there is an America, they will be here among us. Their story will be told and retold, like the story of so many people who are here today after the struggles of war and the perils of becoming refugees out in the open sea. The story of their loss on a long-ago battlefield is a permanent part of Vietnam's history, and the story of their salvation is now a part of America's history. Their long journey is over. They have come home, not to the towns or to the villages where they were born, but here in America to a community that remembers them and respects them. And here in the cemetery of Westminster, California, our families and our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren will forever honor them. For the rest of us, those who survived, let us all remember that the war we fought and the losses we endured are behind us, but the reasons will always be with us. The importance of Vietnam to America and the importance of America to Vietnam, the cause of freedom, the liberation of one's soul when we commit to the importance of its liberation from the bonds of servitude. There was a saying among many American soldiers so many years ago on that misunderstood battlefield: for those who have fought for it, freedom has a flavor that the protected will never know. That truth rings especially true, not only for those who fought for it, but also for those who lost a loved one on that long ago battlefield, and for those who endured years of isolation and humiliation in the re-education camps, and for those who set out on the open sea to seek it, not knowing whether they would be dead or on their way to a refugee camp that might possibly bring them to America. That is the power of the Vietnamese culture, and that is the magic of this special place we call America. God rest these brave, never more to be forgotten soldiers. From this day forward, the people of two nations will remember them and will honor them, and we will never forget their sacrifice. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Webb, for those inspirational remarks. At this time, may I ask the following: the Honorable Richard Spencer, Mayor Tar, Van Nhat Nam, to join Jim Webb for the presentation of the wreath by the Eternal Flame. Bagpiper, present the wreath. Senator Webb and your party, please. Senator Webb and your party, please stand there momentarily. Dr. Hepp, would you bring your wreath for presentation, sir? Get the other wreath. Come on. Military honor guards, present the colors. One moment of silence. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for traditional military honors? Rifle detail. Commence 3-gun volley and the playing of taps. Ready, two. Ladies and gentlemen, you may please be seated. Chaplain Dang, would you please come forward for benediction?
Eternal Father, be gracious and merciful unto our 81 airborne soldiers, whose remains we honor today. Let your light shine upon them and grant them your mercy and peace. May God give comfort and hope to their loved ones, families, and friends. And may the Lord remember all who die in the service of their country, whether in the air or on land or in the sea. And may the Lord our God bless us all here present to memorialize those 81 airborne soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the service of their country. May our memory of them be an honorable one, full of thanksgiving to the Lord who accepted them into his kingdom to enjoy unending joy, eternal rest. Xin Thượng Đế tỏ lòng từ bi và xót thương đến 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù Việt Nam Cộng Hòa mà hài cốt của họ chúng con truy điệu hôm nay. Xin ánh sáng ngàn thu chiếu soi trên các linh hồn này và ban cho họ được bình an trong miền cực lạc. Xin ơn trên ban niềm an ủi hy vọng và phù trợ cho thân nhân, gia đình và bạn hữu của họ. Và xin đấng thiêng liêng chúc lành cho tất cả chúng ta đang hiện diện nơi đây, tưởng niệm 81 tử sĩ nhảy dù vị quốc phong thần. Xin cho chúng ta tưởng nhớ đến họ với niềm vinh dự và đầy lòng cảm tạ đấng tạo hóa đã đón nhận họ vào nơi an nghỉ ngàn thu trong miền đất thiêng vĩnh hằng miên viễn. Amen.
Retire the colors. Please stand for the retirement of the colors. Poet March. Please be seated one more time. All right. This time, I'd like to thank many, many people. I'm going to wait until we remove the remains back to the casket. So at this time, casket bearers, front and center. The airborne casket bearers, pallbearers, front and center. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Will you please remain in your location until we can get the official party to their vehicles? Please remain in your position until the departure of the official party.
Kính thưa quý vị, xin quý vị ở chỗ ngồi của mình để chờ ban tổ chức. Khi nào sẽ có di quan chúng tôi sẽ thông báo. Xin quý vị ở tại chỗ ngồi của mình để chờ lệnh của ban tổ chức. Xin cảm ơn. Kính thưa quý vị, ban tổ chức xin thông báo cho quý vị là quý vị nán ở lại đây để chờ cỗ xe di chuyển qua bên kia rồi chúng ta mới qua. Chúng ta ở lại tại chỗ, xin quý vị ráng nán lại ít phút nữa tại chỗ đây. Đến khi nào ban tổ chức thông báo quý vị thì chúng ta sẽ cùng qua bên kia để mà theo lễ an táng.
I was there at the Big E, the excavation. I was out there in the Big E.
Lễ an táng bên kia. Lễ an táng.
Very good. And Bill did. He was my partner. I was on the ship holding. I didn't want to go in there and get him.
Okay. Will you please let the official party get to their automobiles before everybody starts to move? Thank you for your indulgence.
Xin quý vị chờ đợi để cho cỗ xe di chuyển xong. Bây giờ chúng ta mới bắt đầu di chuyển theo. Xin quý vị hãy ở đây chờ đợi một ít phút nữa. Kính thưa quý vị, chúng tôi cũng vừa được Hội Mũ Đỏ của Nam Cali thông báo cho biết là chiều nay 4:30 chiều ở đây, Hội Mũ Đỏ của Nam Cali cũng sẽ có một cái buổi tưởng niệm ở ngay tại chỗ này. Xin mời đồng hương đến tham dự.
And for our audience, I want to thank Mr. CANG Nho Roi, who did all the logistics. Ken, wave your hand there. Ken, all the logistics. CANG Nho Roi, thank you for your team, sir. Great effort. And our condolences on your family. I'd also like to thank the 2,400 bottles of water for the refreshments donated by Saigon City Market and Viet Bao News and the Nho Roi Viet Daily News and Mr. Thomas Nguyen of State Farm Insurance. And a big aloha and thank you to To Pham Thai of the KBC Magazine and the Lost Soldiers Foundation for his donation of the wreath. We also want to thank the mayor and the police department that did a great job under Sergeant Bill Drennan and Commander Cord Vandergriff. We thank you, Police Department. And General Manager Jeff Gibson of the Westminster Dignity Cemetery and Memorial and his staff. Many, many thanks to all of you if I forgot your name, but thank you again.
Oh, okay. 6 months before this crime, I lost my dad. He was an Air Force navigator. He was lost on the Vietnam border. I still got an issue dealing with TPA. That's why I talk to Johnny all the time about that. But I live close by. I knew this was going on. And as I told the senator, I may have been
Phòng khách là bộ mặt của căn nhà vì nó thể hiện được óc kỹ thuật, nét quý phái, sang trọng của chủ nhân căn nhà đó.
Vì thế, mình phải tìm một bộ sofa không những sang trọng đẹp đẽ mà còn phải tiện nghi, thoải mái, thì chỉ có những sản phẩm 100% làm tại Italy đang được giới thiệu ở Teletron.
Teletron, they buy made in Italy 100% and we sell 100% made in Italy.
Toàn bộ giường ngủ, bàn ăn, sofa da 100% made in Italy, 35% off, trả góp 4 năm không tiền lời.
Để tìm cho mình một bộ nệm thật sự tốt, chống đau lưng nhức mỏi, giúp ngủ ngon, ngủ sâu, Hương La xin mời quý vị đến Teletron nằm thử lên các bộ nệm thiên nhiên mát mẻ của VNCH, Lamborghini, Italy.
Từ khi mà sắm được tấm nệm của Teletron, Nguyễn Hồng Nhung được ngủ một giấc ngủ thoải mái hơn và ngủ một mạch tới sáng.
Nệm thông minh Magni Smart Tech, nệm cứng chống đau lưng Luxury Lamborghini, nệm lông cù lật đàm bơm ngựa Italy, 35% off, trả góp 4 năm không tiền lời.
Xin mời ghé thăm các tiệm Teletron địa phương 877 892 6999.
Website teletronusa.com.
Phương Hồng Quế xin hân hạnh giới thiệu máy rung sóng siêu âm Nami JP Medics Back in Japan, giúp đả thông kinh mạch, tan mỡ, giảm cân, hiệu quả an toàn. Chỉ cần 10 phút mỗi ngày sẽ có được một thân hình thon gọn, một cơ thể khỏe mạnh, giảm bệnh tiểu đường và cao mỡ trong máu.
Máy rung sóng siêu âm Nami Made in Japan chỉ có tại Teletron, giá 6.000, mua ngay hôm nay được bớt 2.300.
Chúng tôi là Nam Lộc
và Kiều Trinh xin hân hạnh giới thiệu chiếc ghế Dreamwave Okuyama, là ghế massage trị liệu robot thông minh thế hệ mới nhất.
Dreamwave Okuyama tổng hợp các chiêu thức massage độc đáo của Shiatsu Master Okabayashi, lừng danh Nhật Bản.
Ghế massage Dreamwave Okuyama được design bởi nhà tạo mẫu xe Ferrari nổi tiếng thế giới Ken Okuyama với 2 cánh tay mở, đóng như cửa xe hơi, rất thuận tiện cho quý vị cao niên hoặc những ai đang đau lưng, nhức mỏi.
Dreamwave Okuyama làm tại Nhật tốt nhất thế giới, giá 11.500, mua ngay hôm nay được bớt 2.000.
Xin mời ghé thăm các tiệm Teletron địa phương 877 892 6999.
Website teletronusa.com.
Phòng khách là bộ mặt của căn nhà vì nó thể hiện được óc kỹ thuật, nét quý phái, sang trọng